Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I've really been looking forward to watching this movie ever since I saw the trailer. And I think maybe even just before when I heard that this movie was announced. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, which is available on Netflix. The trailer really blew me away. I was expecting quite a lot and I was really looking forward to this film. Um, However, it did fall a little bit short of my expectations. Um, but it was still a good, um, an afternoon's worth of popcorn kind of style movie. The stuff that doesn't really stick with you too much. It's not going to be really memorable, but it is enjoyable for when you're really watching it. So, the movie, like I mentioned, is directed by Zack Snyder, based on a story that he came up with, and it stars Dave Bautista as Scott Ward, Ella Purnell, who plays his estranged daughter, Omari Hardwick, um, Anna de la Reguera, Theo Rossi, who I do remember from Sons of Anarchy, Matthias Schwing, Schweighofer, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he kind of steals a little bit of the limelight, is what I would say. Nora Adnedzeda, Hiroyuki Sanada, Tig Notaro, Raul Castillo, Huma Qureshi, who is the Indian connection in this movie, but she's got a really small role, and Garrett Dillahunt. So it's basically about these soldiers led by Dave Bautista's character Scott Ward, who go into the walled city of zombies, which is formerly known as Las Vegas, to retrieve $200 million. Now, as you can expect, there's a lot of gore effects. There's a lot of killing. There's a lot of gunshots and all. You can expect all these things in this kind of a movie. It's absolutely a kind of like a fun element into this film if you are into that kind of stuff. And of course, who doesn't love a zombie flick? So basically, the whole zombie thing actually came about because of I think a military experiment where they tried to go with super soldiers, and it goes wrong. So they try and take their experiment with one of the soldiers who's infected with whatever chemicals that they've been pumped in. It's not really explained, but that's what you kind of get you get an idea of what it is all about. So he's being transported in this huge container, and unfortunately there's an accident caused by a pair of idiotic newlyweds, because the woman decides to go down on him, service him while he's driving. They cause the accident. The guy gets out and he kills the remaining soldiers, but infects two of them, and they move on to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is soon, they manage to convert everybody. I mean, so they can infect people and they all become these kind of zombies. But there are two different classes. One is the regular zombies that you and I kind of know, and the second is the alphas. They're much more faster, they're much more brainy, and they apparently have a little hierarchy going over there. So eventually this and the entire city is just of infected people. So the military comes and walls it off. Scott Ward is a mercenary who gets out a lot of people along with his team of soldiers. Excuse me. And unfortunately, his wife, he's not able to save his wife because she tries to rescue, I think, a kid. Maybe the second daughter. I don't really understand that part, but yeah, he did try to do that. She did try to do that. Sorry, so he couldn't save her. She gets infected, and finally, the entire city is walled off. Now it's a while later, and basically the entire city is overrun by zombies. There's no living humans inside. However, there is an encampment camp happening around the city, and there are people who are like living off in the tents and stuff like that. So there are people trying to get out of there, and so what happens is Huma Qureshi's character, she plays a mother named Geeta who goes to get some money from inside she knows that some money is kept, and she wants to sneak inside and get money for herself and her two kids. Unfortunately, nobody knows what happens to her initially, but Hiroki Sanada's character, who plays Bly Tanaka, who's a billionaire, he recruits Scott Ward and says, "Set up your team. Go inside. There's around 200 million in a vault in one of the casinos that he wants, and in return for going and getting that, 50 million is Scott Ward's to decide what he wants to do, how he wants to disperse it among his people." So he gets this team together of some of his friends, a uh, uh, safecracker by the name of Dieter, Ludwig Dieter, played by Matthias. Ah, how do you pronounce his name? Schweighofer. I hope I'm pronouncing it at least partially correct. But yeah, so and then again, so his daughter, who is friends with Geeta, she knows that Geeta has snuck in, so she decides to go inside against her father's wishes, and they go inside, and basically the alphas will let you get inside and go around if you give them a sacrifice. So they get Theo Rossi's character, who is an unlikable UNESCO soldier, a security guard basically. So they kind of sacrifice him to them. He gets infected by the lead alpha. I'm not pretty sure if that lead zombie guy, alpha zombie, is the first guy who infected the majority of the people. I'm not really sure, but that's a possibility. They don't really mention that. And let me tell you, that's a really Zeus. That's his name, and he's a really intimidating figure. So of course they go inside. Things start to go wrong. There is a soldier played by I think Michael Cassidy. I'm not really sure of that actor, and he double crosses them. They end up killing the queen because the queen kind of zombie lady, and he wants her head because apparently Sanada's character doesn't really want the 200 million. I mean, he can let go of the 200 million, but he wants the head, because even if you chop off the head, the zombie is still kind of like alive. They're undead, right? So apparently they're looking for some way to find a new weapon for the military, and that can make him even more richer than he already is. So he gets double crossed. He double crosses the rest of them. There's this absolutely fantastic looking zombie tiger who's from the Sigmund and Freud act, and wow, that was absolutely amazing. The alphas are pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what's that movie with Will Smith? I Am Legend. Kind of reminds me of that kind of thing, because these guys really have. Because when they kill the queen zombie of the Zeus, a male alpha, he comes in and he apparently she was pregnant. I knew it off the top. That's what they were going with, and he takes the stillborn baby out, and it doesn't survive. So he wants revenge, and he's attacking all of them. So a lot of these guys get killed. Of course, beautiful fight effects and all that stuff. They have left the movie off in a way that you can actually see a possible sequel coming out set in Mexico City, but I'm not sure if they're going to do that. There is a prequel movie that they've already planned. I believe that they're already in production. So the movie is really, I would say, it isn't very memorable. Let me put it that way. It's entertaining when you sit back and watch it in the afternoon with some popcorn or something. I just had water with me. I think you will be entertained. That's what we're mainly looking for, these kind of movies. And there's a little bit of humor put in here and there. Do I think it's one of his best works? Probably not. But it's fun. I mean, it's okay. I was really expecting a little bit more. They didn't actually deliver on those things. And the other fact is, I barely know any of the other actors. So I think a little better cast may have done wonders for the like you really want to root for these characters, but then obviously everybody gets killed with the exception of Ella Purnell's character, Kate Ward. So, and yeah, the Omari Hardwick, I think that's his name. He gets infected, and he is going off to Mexico. So that's where they set the end of the movie. Um, I wouldn't mind rewatching it a couple of times. Don't really mind it. It's a pretty good movie to watch on an afternoon or late night or something like that. It's not scary in the least bit, but it has got the zombie effect. So I'm going to give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. It's okay. It's, like I said, it's not going to be really memorable. I think the main thing that I kind of remember from this movie is the baby being taken out and the tiger, the zombie tiger. That's what's in kind of like in the back of my mind. But other than that, it's pretty okay. It's 7.5 out of 10, guys. I mean, it's enjoyable. So anyway, go ahead, watch it, make up your own decision. That's what I'm giving it. Thank you, and see you again soon.